Hello there, Ray here, and I'm joined by Pingyu, one of the Protect members, and today I'll be showcasing his super simple and compact water sweeper. With this limestone creation, it's really easy to remove a lot of water, and we also can remove small amounts of water. Now, I didn't show exactly how we use this in my previous video, but here is a clip that I forgot to put in that video, just explaining how to use these flying machines to first put the initial holes in the water to allow the other flying machines to move downwards. So first we need to prepare the area so that we can have the water removed by this above machine. That's what we use these two smaller water removing machines for. Now this was designed by Pingyu, and I think Smokey helped as well. But what it is a machine that has pistons which will pulse and crush these water sources on the edges, and they also have a design that will allow it to easily be able to be pushed up against a wall without leaving any water behind. Now the way that I got this set up is really cool. Akron had the idea to use sugarcane to hold back the water. This makes it really easy to set up underwater without having to use a lot of materials. We do come in here and place in 2 leaf blocks here, but you can expand this as far down as you want. Now this segment here is 5 meters wide, but when it gets done, it will only produce a 3-meter wide hole for there to be air in. So we can see that. If I go ahead and update this one, it will go ahead and fly across. You can see it's coming along and these pistons are updating from these observers and it's crushing the water sources. This will allow it to be 5 meters wide, but then the water will flow back in 1 meter, allowing it to be 3 meters wide. This is enough so that we can get these bumpers to move down into it without them updating, as well as other segments. This is a really cool design, and hopefully Pingyu and Smokey will do a video about the other variations that they made of this. Now that we have this 3-meter wide alley, we're good for this side. Now you want to go on the other side of your water removing area and have this type of machine. This is the same one, but this one's only 3 meters wide, and it has the same technique of using sugarcane to hold back the water. This way we can have the machine take off without water coming in behind it and filling in again. So we can start this one up, and this one will remove 5 or 3 meters worth of water, but end up with only 1 meter worth of air here. Now this seems like a really small amount for this entire machine to fit down inside of, but it actually does work, and which is pretty cool, so you can minimize the amount of water that you need to remove. So this design can be extended to make a whole wall of piston removing machines. Now you can make this as wide as you want. If you don't want to go with the designs where you come in and individually sweep out layer by layer, you can come in and just do a mass destruction of water with this design. So this design is very similar, except I removed most of the observers from the front and put them in the back. That's the way Smokey and Pingyu had it. And the setup is pretty much all built by Pingyu and with the vision from Smokey. And we do use the trick where we come in and put in some sugarcane in the bottom to remove the ability of the water to flow into this area, as well as we also have some leaves back here to prevent these observers from updating with flowing water that comes in behind it. You can always come in and put sugarcane back here instead of observers if you want to. I mean, instead of the leaves, but it doesn't really matter. We also got some leaves here just to remove these water sources. So to start this up, we have a piston here. We'll just power this, use a button if you want to. And you can see that all the segments from the machine move at the same time. This way we can avoid majority of the water from coming back in. And only will you have updates such as from random ticks that would cause water to come inwards. But like I said, previous video is pretty random. If you do have any along here, then they'll hold these water sources up. But once you remove the outside tags, then it will remove the inside parts. Once the machine gets to the far end, if you have the machine bump up against a wall, then it will also remove the water sources. Like here, this observer is on this side, so if you would remove that, and then we would just push this forward one, it would also remove this water source over here. If you don't have it bumping up a wall to remove all the water, you can always come in afterwards and just put in some blocks in here, and this will destroy these water sources. So you can just stop this machine in the middle of the ocean as well. Now, I really like this design because it's really compact, and you can also use it in a spot where there is a wall, so you can easily destroy all the water. So if we take a look at this machine moving, we can see exactly how it works. Now you can actually lower this machine one more. So here I got it so that the water is at this level, went ahead and also blocked in some more area. But if I remove this redstone block, we can see that this top segment all pushes these next segments at the same time. So this is an instant pushing segment up above here. We also got a small engine right here between this piston and this piston over here. Then each of these segments, I think, composes of about 11 blocks, but we have 2 pistons on either side and 1 piston underneath. They're all being powered from this observer here. Pretty much when the whole segment moves forward, this observer will activate. This will give power to the block behind it. and this will be able to power both these side pistons, which will bud power these other two pistons, as well as bud power this sticky piston, which pulls the next segment. Next segments are all exact copies of the top one, and they just get delayed by 2 game ticks and get pulled along. Now, as you see, when the machine moves forward, these pistons extend, they destroy these water sources, which is important because water sources is what kind of causes all the trouble. And when you get done, you have the water completely removed from this area, and then the other areas, like over here, are removed of water sources, and the only thing here is flowing water. So to get rid of flowing water, you have to remove any sources that are touching it. And that's why when you get to the very end, you want to block this off or have it move into a wall area. Pretty much each of these segments are exactly the same, and as you can see, it works really efficiently to remove large amounts of water with minimal amount of blocks. So if you did it properly, you should have a nice clean area where all the water is removed and nice edges as well. Something I came across while working on this is that you can bud lily pads. So normally you place lily pads on a water source, but you could come over and place one over top of a flowing water, and it's budded, and as soon as it gets updated, it will pop off. This is kind of similar to being able to place lily pads up against blocks, even though there is like no real water to keep them there, and they'll just break off because water flows into them. But it is pretty cool that you can actually get a budded lily pad, but as soon as it gets a random tick, it will break off. You could use this lily pad trick to remove water sources as long as the water didn't replenish. So if you guys would like to see exactly how to set this up and build it, we have provided a roll download down in the description. A super simple flying machine to remove lots of water for you guys. So if you found this interesting, show us with a like. If you'd like to see more videos like this, subscribe. And don't forget to check out PingYou's channel. Bye bye!